All right, guys, we're now looking at our target 1.3. Our mastery learning objective is I can determine if triangles are similar using the angle-angle and side-angle-side similarity theorems. Okay, so those are the two we're going to look at. And really what these are is they're shortcuts. So yesterday we determined if triangles were similar, and in order to do that we had to show all three angles congruent and all three sides proportional. Okay. So now we're basically taking shortcuts with these two theorems. So our first shortcut is angle-angle similarity. So angle-angle similarity says if two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent, then the triangles are similar. Okay? So instead of having to do three angles and three sides, 6 different things, we only have to do 2 things. 2 pairs of angles. Okay? So if these were my 2 triangles and I knew angle A is congruent to angle F and angle B is congruent to angle G, okay, I can say, well, if angle A is congruent to angle F, that's my first, right? This is my first pair, right? It's a set. And angle B is congruent to angle G because it has the correct amount of tick marks. Then this triangle ABC is similar to triangle FGH. Okay? So it's a lot shorter and a lot quicker than the way we were doing it yesterday. Okay? Again, I knew these angle A and angle F were congruent because they both have 1 tick mark. And same thing, I know B and G are congruent because they both have 2 tick marks. So let's look at some examples of this. So for each of these triangles, we want to determine whether the triangles are similar. And if they are similar, we're going to write a similarity statement. Okay? So we are looking for 2 pairs of angles. Those aren't the right notes. These are the right notes. Okay. So I can see my first pair of angles is angle L and angle P. Just like we did yesterday, those are both 85 degrees. I'm going to put a 1 next to it so I know that's my first set of angles. Well, it doesn't give me any other numbers, but there is a trick to this one. So this is probably something you learned last year, and a good thing to remember is anytime these lines cross, these angles in the middle are congruent. Okay, so I'm going to write that down here. Angles formed when 2 lines cross are congruent. And are called vertical angles. So anytime you see like 2 lines crossing, those angles right in the middle with those triangles are congruent. Okay? Now we have to be careful how we name these. If I just say angle M and angle M, well, those would be like the same thing. I don't know which angle M you're talking about. So again, if you remember from last year, a lot of times we have to use 3 letters. And if I draw the lines, I'm drawing from L to M to K. Okay, so triangle, or sorry, angle LMK to be congruent to angle NMP. For your angles, you don't have to be super careful how you name them. The middle letter was what's important, though. Right? M is in the middle, and so it should be in the middle of your name as well. Okay. And as we said, those are congruent because they're vertical angles. So you should be writing these like reasons on your paper as well. Okay, so like on homework, quizzes, tests, all those kind of things. Alright, so I have my two sets of angles. That's all I need. So now I can say these triangles are similar. So step 3. Okay, so now, right, our third step is just writing that these are similar because there are two angles. Okay? So for my similarity statement, I'm going to write triangle. Triangle. And I'm going to start with L, my red angle. I'll go to M, my blue angle. And then I'm going to go to K, my nothing angle. Now this is a triangle, so we're saying it's similar to, and now I have to go in the same order. So I went L first, which was my red angle. So I have to go to P, triangle P, my red angle, to M, my blue angle, then to N, my nothing angle. Okay? So triangle LMK is similar to triangle PMN. All right, looking at example B, a similar type of problem. We're deciding if these triangles are similar. So again, I can see, the first thing I see is that this angle H and angle M both have that like square marking. So those are congruent. Okay? And that's because they're right angles. Okay, so angle H is congruent to angle M because they're both right angles. Okay, looking for my second angle. So here I have a 32-degree angle, and neither of these are 32 degrees. And then I have a 58-degree angle, and again, neither of these are 58 degrees. So I don't have another angle. I can't fill in that second spot. So that all I can say is these are not similar, right? Okay, so if you can't fill in that second spot, the triangles are simply not similar. And again, that's because there's no second. Pair of angles. Okay, so that's why it's not similar. Okay, so sometimes it'll be similar, and sometimes all you can say is not similar. Okay. Looking at our next type of similarity, we have side-side-side similarity, also known as SSS. So what side-side-side similarity says is if all three pairs of corresponding sides are proportional, then the triangles are similar. So here, we just need three pairs of corresponding sides. Okay, so again, what we did yesterday, we needed three pairs of angles, three pairs of sides. Now we have our two shortcuts. We either need two angles or now three sides. And that's it. So again, what this says is if I can prove that JL over MO equals LK over OP equals KJ over PM, then they're similar and I'm done. Okay, so like I said, these are just nice little shortcuts. So let's look at an example. Okay. So we want to determine whether they're similar, and if they are similar, we're going to write the similarity statement. So when you have sides of your triangle, okay, you want to start with the largest side in each triangle, and then like work your way down. Triangle, that's not right. Okay, so what I mean by that is right now we have this blue triangle and this green, right? These are two triangles that just happen to be touching at that middle point, okay? So I want to start with the largest side. So if I look at the blue triangle, my biggest number is 8. And if I look at the green triangle, my biggest number is 20. So I'm going to start with 8 over 20, and now I've used those. Now, looking at my blue triangle, now that 8 is gone, my largest number is 6. And now on the bottom, my largest number is 15. And those are gone. Now, my largest and only number is 5. And my largest number down here is 12.5. If these fractions are equal, so I'm just going to use my graphing calculator. So I have 8 divided by 20. And I'm just going to give it as a decimal. That's fine. We get 0.4. 6 divided by 15. 8 divided by 20. Enter. 6. Is also 0.4. Sorry, my computer's slowing down. And then 5 divided by 12.5. So these are equal. So now I want to write my similarity statement. And the similarity statement for side, side, side is a little bit more complicated than your similarity statement for angle, angle. I think it's easier with angles, but we can still do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say triangle. I'm going to start with P. And if you look, P is between the red and the blue, or the circled side and the underlined number. Okay, so if you don't have different colors, you can still differentiate them in some way. I'm not going to put my other letters yet. Similar to triangle. So I'm going to look at my green triangle now, and what's between the circle and the line? Well, here's the circle, here's the line, right? They meet at S. Then I'm going to go to Q. From P to Q, I went down the underlined side. Make that. Okay. So now if I went from S, I want to go down like my blue side or my underlined side. So I'm going to go to T. And then my last letter is R. And same thing. Okay. So it's a little more complicated, but you still can match up like those points. Then the last thing we want to do is we still want to say that it's by side, side, side. I forgot to do that in the last one. But whatever you use, I would write that it's by that theorem. Okay, let's look at our last one, B. We have our two angles here. So again, I'm going to start with my largest number on both of these. If I look at this triangle, my largest number is 16. On this triangle, my largest number is 12. I've used both of those. Now, my largest number here is 12. And my largest number here is 9. I'll do this. And then I used both of those. And then my last number is 8 and 4. That's 4. Okay. So again, we're going to divide. So I have 16 divided by 12. And I get 1.3 repeated. That's fine. That's all I want. That's on. Remember, you can put a bar over it to show that it's repeating forever. 12 divided by 9 is also 1.3 repeated. Okay. I don't even think we need a calculator for 8 divided by 4 is 2. So while these are equal, these are not equal. So since they're not equal, all we can say is that they are not similar. Okay. All right, and that is it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.